the Ace Pro2 or the X4. Which is the camera for you, specifically thinking about snow sports, skiing and snowboarding around the mountain? Some of the stuff I'm just going to discuss to you right now on camera, sitting here at a bench on a beautiful sunny afternoon. But most importantly, I'm going to take you for a bit of a ski and show you the differences between the two cameras, the Ace Pro2 and the X4, and what they really specialise in and where each of those cameras shine. Here we go. So which of these cameras is better for you? Now, to answer that question, I need to ask a few questions. And those key ones I think will make the difference between which of these two cameras you're going to get. Because we could take a deep dive right now into how many Ks they both are, how many pixels they got, how many frames per second. And to be honest, the simple answer is the Ace Pro2 is going to be slightly superior in most of them. However, that doesn't necessarily mean that's the right camera for you, because the Ace Pro2 is a classic action camera style unit. It's one lens that points forwards and it films what it sees. It films what it sees amazingly in 8K resolution with loads of frames per second in the various different settings you've got, so you can slow it right down. You can change that field of view from super wide to very narrow to cinematic to linear to action style. It's got everything you need if you're looking for a single point and shoot style camera. And that's where the 360 cameras differ. 360 cameras have got two lenses, so it films everything all of the time. Meaning when you're skiing around or snowboarding around or just enjoying yourself on the mountain, you haven't really got to worry about what the X4 is doing. Stick it on your helmet, stick it out the bag, stick it on your pole mount, wherever you decide to stick it, it really doesn't matter. It films everything, and then later, once you get into your phone or your computer editing suite, you can then decide how it looks. Pros and cons of that. Of course, the 360 lens filming everything means it does just that. You can concentrate just on skiing and ignore what is going on around you or what other people are doing around you or everything else, and then later on you can decide that's the best view I like. So that's why, for me personally, I use the X4 for most things. I can decide later on what I want the view to be. Something to be aware of with the X4 is it says it films in 8K, which it does. However, it films 8K in every possible direction. So that's the 360 sphere that it's filming in is 8K. Once you've reframed that and pulled it down at its highest resolution with the right field of view, it will then pull it down to 4K. Whereas the Ace Pro2 does actually film everything in 8K, exactly what you're looking at right now. Do you need it in 8K? That's very high resolution, and it kind of depends on what you're trying to do with that camera. So if you're just trying to upload to social media, Instagram and TikTok, actually 1080 is probably about enough. But if you want to upload something and use it onto bigger screen television and make it look as good as it does on hopefully the television you're watching on right now, that's where those extra pixels really help out. The editing time, of course, is very different between a normal action camera style view or the 360 view. On the action camera style, it's filmed, it's done. You don't have to reframe anything, which can save a lot of time if you're just trying to cut things together nice and quick. If you're pretty good at skiing and snowboarding and actually making sure that camera's pointing in the right direction all the time, then you can get some amazing action shots with the Ace Pro2 as well, filming your friends and chasing others around the mountain. But you do have to point it in the right direction. Now, I know that sounds a little bit silly to say, but whilst you're concentrating on skiing full speed and chasing your friend and working out what they're about to do or are doing upside down in the air in front of you, can you really imagine how this view is going to look? And can I get the camera to point in the right direction? It's quite a skill. And actually, if you're watching the X Games and other big famous TV shows where people are skiing at full speed and holding the camera in the right direction, it's not as easy as it looks. And that brings me back to saying, actually, the X4 might be the right option for you. Just chase them down, hold the stick, let it wave around wherever it goes. The stabilization in the camera will make everything a lot nicer to watch. And then later you can worry about cutting it all together and pointing it in the right direction. Or, like me most of the time, spin it back to look at my face. This is the money shot right here. Some other little thoughts that might help you make your mind up or possibly just add more information to your decision is the Ace Pro2 is the perfect little vlogging unit. So right now I've got it stuffed in the snow right in front of me on one of the selfie sticks. And then I've used the quick release mount to attach the selfie stick into the bottom of the camera. So as I'm switching mounts and wanting to do different things, it's very quick and easy just to go click, release, and change it into a different mount. I'd highly recommend that quick release mount if you're thinking the Ace Pro 2. At this point, I should mention that everything I'm using and everything I filmed in this whole video, all of the mounts, the cameras, and the attachments, everything is available in the description just below the video. So follow that link through. And yes, it is an affiliate link. That basically means that every time you buy something through that link, you're going to buy me a beer at the same time. So please do use that link. And anything new that pops up will, of course, also be coming up on this channel. And through that link, the deals and the options are changing all the time. So, for example, if you get in there quick, there's a free snow bundle thrown in. But there's only a limited number of them. And once they've run out until we then refresh the link and put something else in there. And if you're not sure what's going on the link, make sure you follow my TikTok and my Instagram, and I'm going to keep firing stuff onto my stories telling you, new deal, use the link, this is what you can get in there right now. There are so many great features on both cameras, not just the high resolution of filming, but also simple little things like gesture control. For example, that could stop the recording, except I've turned it off right now. Or you can take a photo, or you can do a few other little things in there. You can also have it deliberately panning around, following my face. Or, of course, very similar on the X4, you can use a very cool little module called Deep Track, which basically means that I'm going to select the skier or snowboarder, and the AI in the software will do everything else later on. I don't need to worry about filming it. The invisible selfie stick is completely as standard with the X4. You don't need to do anything with it. All you have to do is screw in the selfie stick, go and ski, and by magic, that selfie stick just disappears. There is a very similar option for that for the Ace Pro 2, which basically uses a little bit of AI in post. So it will sort of be able to see it a little bit. It's very cleverly fuzzed out. It's almost like photoshopping whilst it's moving that allows the selfie stick to disappear. It works pretty well, but not quite as well as the X4. That's, I suppose, one of those downers that if you're thinking you'll want the magic drone style shot while skiing, then definitely the X4 is the one for you. If you're looking for point of view, forward style view, or if you're very good at skiing and boarding, you can hold it steady enough to follow your mate, then the Ace Pro 2 could well be the one for you.
It's worth noting that both cameras have access to Insta360 Plus, the cloud-based data storage system where everything is all synced up together. So basically, as soon as you get home, you plug in your camera and everything that you film that day is uploaded straight away. You can then access it on your phone, on your tablet or your computer, and you can start editing it on the go. That's what I use it for really, is all the editing suites are intertwined together. So I can start on my phone, switch back to the tablet, and it's already started whatever I've edited previously. It's worth remembering that the X4 in particular, the 360 cameras, the files that recorded from there are about 10 times bigger than a normal action camera style. So it may sound like a lot that you've got 512 gigs worth of memory, but trust me, it disappears very quickly.
I think my summary is kind of simple. If you want a camera that does absolutely everything, but takes a little bit of time to edit later, but is really quite good fun and can see the whole world without you worrying about who you're filming and when you're filming, then the X4 is the one for you. Full power, action, everything, and then a bit of fiddly time while you make it look as good as you possibly can in the editing suite later on. If you want a classic point of view style action camera, something for vlogging and for something for chasing people around the mountain and filming forwards off the top of your helmet or off the chest, or if you're very good at skiing and snowboarding, you'll make sure you can hold that camera in the right direction while skiing or boarding, then the Ace Pro 2 will give you that next level quality. The choice is yours. Let me know what you think in the description down below. This is just a little bit of an outline of how I think about them and how they go. Like I said, I haven't dived into tons of detail about megapixels, camera quality and all that stuff, but I have flashed a few little facts across the screen just to keep you informed. I want to know which camera's best for you, but I really think they're all slightly different depending on what you as the individual wants to get out of a camera. Whichever one you choose though, you will not be disappointed. These cameras are amazing. If you're new to the channel, thanks for joining me for this little introduction just now. I hope to see you elsewhere. Don't forget, whack that little like and subscribe button down below and tell me which camera you're going to be using this winter out on the snow. Stop filming.